Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our weekly webinar. Today, we'll be talking about this is another one of our after InfoPath sessions. We're going to talk about Google Forms. And this is Ilmo Clemente, your presenter for today's webinar. So I hope everyone's ready. We did a quick audio check before we started, so hopefully you can hear me out okay. Before we start, I'd like to give a quick overview of of our latest updates, what Qdabra has to offer for all of you guys. We are launching our products, one of them being the Forms Viewer. We're launching our version 1.1 soon with a bunch of new enhancements, new features. To those of you who don't know Forms Viewer, it is our own tool that supports viewing and editing InfoPath forms in the browser on SharePoint 2013. Although not all controls are supported currently, we are committed to extending the tool, and most of all, it is zero cost to install, and it is open source. It's going to GitHub anytime soon here. And for all our DVXL fanatics, we are launching our version 3 soon with lots of cool features. Same with our key roles. It's another version update is coming soon for you guys. If you need more details, feel free to check our website. It's Qdabra.com. Head on to our newsletter section and you get the details about what's in store for you. So for today's webinar, we're going to talk about Google Forms, what they have to offer, what they're good for, and we'll be comparing their features to InfoPath because we care, right? And why do you care? We're going to talk about that too. Starting with the key points, so Google surveys are more than just surveys, right? Because it is a kind of form that allows you to collect data, you can basically build any form that does just that. So you can, for example, plan your next camping trip or manage event registrations, even create pop quizzes, and what have you. And we are all up to making forms and essentially everything beautiful, right? So Google Forms allow you to customize the look and feel of your forms. There are a bunch of templates that are available. You can choose from them or even upload your own photos, your company logos, and even edit the color palettes to suit your own theme or to match your company branding. And Google Forms are collaborative. You can add people from your team, for example, coworkers or even friends and classmates to build your survey with you all at the same time. Just like with docs, sheets and slides we already are aware of. And it also allows you to customize your questions, not just add them, but it allows you to shuffle questions, for example, so that they appear in random order. It allows you to even embed images or YouTube videos. And they also offer a bunch of add-ons that can help you extend the functionality of your forms, things like page branching and question skip logic. So yeah, you have your flexibility and extensibility there. And you can also invite an unlimited number of respondents to your survey by embedding, for example, embedding the form itself into your email, for example, in Gmail inbox or in a website so that the users won't need to get out of the browser or their inbox to fill out the form, and even share out the URL, the link to the form, so that they could just click on that link and start filling out the forms. Behind every survey, of course, you do send out surveys so that you can report on them later on, right? You want to organize and analyze your data, the number of responses, and what responses you received. So Google Forms has this handy reporting feature that automatically collects data in Google Sheets. Real-time responses are recorded, and you can also use charts for your reporting. And I guess the basic, the most important feature of them all is the ability to use the add-ons. You can head on to the add-ons section or their store, but right now I do see that these add-ons are basically all free. So if you're not satisfied with Google Forms out-of-the-box functionalities, you can go to their add-on sections and pick among the available add-ons for you. So there are things like form notifications, and you can even like browse by category and whatnot. All right, so to compare Google Forms with Excel surveys and InfoPath, we are all basically here in this webinar because we care about InfoPath. We love InfoPath, right? But what do Google Forms have that InfoPath doesn't, and vice versa, right? So Designer, Google Forms, it does come with a handy designer. It provides a nice graphical user interface that is indeed user-friendly. It's on the web, so it's online, and I'm going to show you that in a few we'll be designing. I've already designed one forms, and I'll show you how to like customize it. And you can actually, like I've been selling here, customize the layout using their pre-made themes that are available, or even upload your own images. And we know we can do that with InfoPath as well. Data-driven design, unfortunately, Google Forms don't provide, Google doesn't provide data-driven design in their forms. So if you've been attending one of our weekly webinars, you know that we talk a lot about how designing your InfoPath forms using the data-driven technique is helpful, right? You want to like auto-populate your data on Form Open, for example, or like get data from another source and things like that. Unfortunately, Google Forms doesn't support that today. Just not sure if they plan to add that in the future. There is data validation, same with InfoPath and Excel surveys, although the options are currently limited, but it's there. If you want to get crazy with the logic, and we know we can do that with InfoPath today, it allows you to like add crazy XPath for your conditions and for your rules, and even, you know, behind the scenes add code into your InfoPath forms, anything basically. Google Forms don't have that, no logic basically, and I'm going to talk about that later and even show you in the designer later. Same with workflow. Google Forms, they allow you to like notify people, right? When surveys have been filled out, when you receive responses, you do get notifications, but there isn't a workflow. For example, a user submits a form, it doesn't go anywhere else other than the one destination that you specified. For example, an email address, right, or directly to an Excel, Google Sheets, sorry. And we know that InfoPath can work with SharePoint workflows, even create InfoPath dashboards or dashboard forms to, oh sorry, that's with reporting. Yeah, you can even build your workflow within InfoPath. So we don't have that in Google Forms. Reporting is there. I've talked about that. Code, you can write your own code if you're not satisfied with what the designer provides when designing your Google Forms. You can go behind the scenes and write your own code, to those of you who know how. And I think they're using JavaScript for the language. We talked about add-ons and mobile-enabled Google Forms. They have this built-in feature. I think if you send out the link and users open that link in their mobile devices, the mobile view will automatically render, which we know that InfoPath doesn't have that out of the box today. You can get around that though in InfoPath by creating a separate view that is enhanced for mobile devices. So why do we care? First of all, it's free, and so that's why we care. So yeah, the best things in life are free, so I suggest you guys go ahead and explore what Google Forms have to offer. We recommend Google Forms in general, especially if you're dealing with survey forms. Like I've told you that they offer wide extensibility, lots of add-ons available, provides reporting, and is collaborative. It does sound like we are limited to creating the survey type of forms, though they're telling that it's more than just surveys, right? But as long as you, like I said, you are collecting data, then you can go ahead and make use of Google Forms. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to show you how things look like behind the scenes. So let's move on to our demo. Just 1 second here. Okay, so I hope you can see the form that I created. Yeah, this is a Google form right here. It may sound, it may look familiar to you. This is the webinar feedback form. The questions, that is, may look familiar to you. It looks simple, but we can customize it, and I'll show you how that is possible. So we see that we have required questions there, and it does show nifty, like an error message there. And you can use option buttons. So I'm actually trying to fill out this form, all right? Yeah, you can tell your question. You can assign option buttons to your questions or text boxes, yes and no options, and the submit button is embedded for you there. So yeah, behind the scenes, this is how the designer looks like. So you got your edit questions view. This is where you can change the theme. I hope you can see where my cursor is. I've got a large monitor here. So this is where we can change the theme. Let me just get this webinar control panel out of the way. All right, so here I've uploaded my own logo, right, my company logo. And I can actually customize this, can change my header image. Change image just allows you to browse through the available images here. It's loading it because it's Halloween. Maybe you would want a Halloween theme there, or upload your own, even get stuff from your Google Drive, because it's Google, whatever you can do in Google are available, right? So I guess I'm gonna, let's see, try and pick one of the defaults here. Yeah, so see how the view looks changes as soon as you select a theme. So yeah. And after selecting one, you can click on the Customize button down here if you want to change the font for your description or for your title. You can change the form background to another color of your choice. And yeah. So like I said, it provides everything to you via the graphical user interface, but you can actually go here in Tools and Script Editor, and it will launch the Google Apps script page. All right, actually, yeah, I don't want you here. Okay, so this is what you've seen, how my form is looking like so far, I guess. And if I know coding, which I unfortunately don't know yet, yeah, you guys can go ahead and just, add your own script here or edit the script to extend your form, right, your survey form. So let's see. So everything apparently gets saved automatically, so I don't know how I can go back to my original theme here. Anyway, all right, let's go back to that then. So another tab is viewing the responses. I have two so far, I think, myself and Patrick. I asked Patrick to fill out one survey for me, and as you can see, here's where we can see all our responses. All right. And okay, I guess I'm going to show you how you can add questions, right? So this is going to be my first question. This is how each question pane or tile looks like. So you can, here's where you enter your question. You can add your help text. These are the options for what type of question you want. Can be a text or a paragraph, or just check boxes for yes or no. There isn't really a yes or no option, but I choose check boxes for that. And actually, if I show you my live form here, you will notice that I can select yes and no at the same time here. And I've tried to like play around with it. I can do this. Let's head on to that. Sorry if I keep skipping here, but I can say in advanced settings, there is an advanced settings option. Let's see. Sorry, I guess I was talking about multiple choice. Yeah. Hold on here. What was I talking about? All right, let's see it. Let's see where that is. I know it could be, was I dreaming? Let's see. So I thought I saw something like they can only like select one question or two, or just don't know where that is now. Sorry. But yeah, you can't like select just one question, like yes or no. I'm just gonna delete this question now. So yeah, you can edit this question, duplicate it. If you're feeling lazy to recreate things over again, you can just click on the duplicate button or delete the question, all in all. And what's cool is if you want to change the order of your questions, you can just drag and drop one tile from where you want it to be. Find that cool. Let's see what else. So let's try to add a question here. So down here you can add an item. I guess there's a shortcut here, what you want to add, what type of question, but I'm going to click add item. Again, I'm going to add a new question. All right, so the question is going to be, what did you find most interesting about Google Forms? So you can make it a text box or provide options, what have you, but yeah, let's keep it as text. And if you go to advanced settings, I talked about data validation. These are your options for data validation. So if you want a number, for example, as an answer, and yeah, these are your comparison operators down here. Lots of cool things to explore. And you can make it a required or not. That is basically it. Down here you have a couple options to what's going to happen after they fill out that survey or that form for you. And then you can send out your form to people. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to view my changes to this form, and I'm sure I lost my logo there, but here were the changes. So if I'm not happy with any of these questions or how it looks like, I can just click on edit this form and it'll take me back to the designer. And that is it. Again, I recommend you guys check it out yourselves because, to be honest, I'm new with Google Forms myself, and I feel like there are lots of things to explore. And before I actually end my demo here, let me take you to the add-ons page. Let's see what we got in add-ons here, just to give you a quick overview. Okay. All right, so this is the add-on section. Like I said, things here they look free. Looks like everything are free for now, and there isn't a bunch, but you can probably make use of one here, right? Like notifications. This form notifications does look handy to me. Sample forms add-on that allows you to set up email notifications using form submit triggers. So yeah, apparently if your users submit their forms, aside from specifying one email address as the destination, you can specify another email or maybe more that will receive the notifications. All right. So I guess that's that. Going back to my presentation here. Okay, as you guys know, we have a survey at the end of this webinar. If you go ahead and fill out that survey, you're going to get goodies like this presentation here, so please go ahead and fill that out. And our floor is open for questions if people have questions, and I am seeing questions right now, so let me toss up my question box. We do have one. Can you connect the form responses to a SharePoint list? I am thinking because the form responses are, they come in a spreadsheet form with just Google Sheet. I am not pretty sure. I guess you can manually get the responses into Excel because we know that SharePoint is under Microsoft, right? And we're talking about Google. So yeah, my straight answer is I don't think so. Kathy, sorry. Yeah. Straight no, but there could be workarounds that could get your responses to a SharePoint list if you want to go that path. I'm not seeing other questions. Aside from that one. All right, so before I end this webinar, then go ahead and check out our YouTube channel. It's Qdabra. Just search for Qdabra, and you can watch our previous webinars. We upload our webinar sessions every time, so if you happen to miss any session, go ahead and check out our Qdabra channel. For our upcoming webinars next week, we're going to talk about updates to InfoPath. There are things that you don't know about. We have recent updates from Microsoft. So if you're interested, go ahead and attend our next week's webinar. And the week after next, what do we have for you with those InfoPath updates, right? You know that we're here to support you all the way towards your eForm future. So feel free to check out our upcoming webinars. And yeah, thank you all for attending this week's webinar, and I enjoyed today. I've learned a lot with this Google Forms exploration, and I'm gonna make sure to check that out more myself. So yeah, you guys do so. Yeah.
We actually have a few more questions that came in later. So if you want to maybe hit on some of those before we end, that would be great.
Right, yeah. Yeah, okay. Let me check that out. Thank you for asking. Okay, so we have a question from Nathan. Can we convert InfoPath to Google Forms? Well, I don't think so. InfoPath forms are XMLs, as we know it, and yeah, I don't think so. And from Darren, I think this is just a comment. He says, I believe since it dumps to an Excel list, you can just link that Excel sheet to a list on a SharePoint site. That's worth exploring. Thanks, Darren. Right, so I guess that's it for questions. Thank you. No other questions, right? So again, thank you for attending this week's webinar. Hope to see you guys again soon. You guys take care. Bye now.